What's up, Nootropics lovers? My name's Monsol. I'm with Nootropedia, and today I'm coming at you from humid, hot, smelly, but amazing Bangkok, Thailand. And today we're going to talk about the best beginner nootropic. When people come to me and they ask me about nootropics, they ask me as a beginner, what should I start with? And my answer is always to take something that you probably already have experience with and take something that we already know works really, really well and just make it a lot better. Now, this combination is both well-researched, well-studied in a number of different scientific journals, and it's also something that's really simple to use, so even a skeptic can get started with an easy win with nootropics. Now, of course, this combination is caffeine plus L-Theanine. And now L-Theanine is an amino acid that's found in green tea, and it's non-essential, so it's not something that we usually find in our food, but it is found in tea. It can be easily synthesized, and it's used in a number of different nootropics, but primarily works well with caffeine. Now, the reason it's so useful is because this is incredibly simple. It's two ingredients, caffeine plus L-Theanine, one of which you already have a ton of experience with, I'm willing to make some guess, with caffeine, and the other being a complementary nootropic compound. Now, the reason this is important is because caffeine typically has a number of different side effects and downsides. Even if you don't experience them, there is plenty of scientific evidence to suggest that it increases heart rate, increases blood pressure, and it can also reduce your sleep quality and create adrenal fatigue or overstimulation of that fight or flight reflex that we often use in order to improve our stimulation and mental focus. Now, the other part about caffeine that I really hate is how it makes me feel really anxious and jittery, especially in certain situations. Now, for some people who are what is called non-responders or maybe fast metabolizers of caffeine, this isn't a problem. But for me and many other people, taking caffeine comes with an anxiety and maybe a jittery type of energy that makes it hard to stay focused and makes it hard to actually do deep, meaningful work. Now, L-Theanine isn't the be-all, end-all of adding to caffeine in order to reduce this jittery anxiety, but there's plenty of evidence to suggest that it can. In fact, some studies show that L-Theanine can improve alpha brainwaves, which are associated with relaxation and improved sleep quality. In addition, there's plenty of L-Theanine studies that actually show it can reduce heart rate, it can reduce blood pressure, and it can reduce the subjective feeling of anxiety that comes with using caffeine. Now, I want you guys to keep in mind, this combination of caffeine and L-Theanine are not simply two ingredients that I have seen and combined together in my own unique stack. In fact, there's plenty of evidence to suggest that the combination of caffeine and L-Theanine work better together than either of the two individual ingredients work by themselves. So that's really important because this evidence, the scientific evidence, suggests that caffeine by itself, let's give it a random score, let's give it a 5. And then L-Theanine by itself, let's give it a 5. And then you combine those two and you get a 7, for example. That's just a random score that I created, but it's something to keep in mind. A 2008 study in the Journal of Nutritional Neuroscience found that the combination of caffeine and L-Theanine was a relatively low-risk way of improving cognitive performance, and specifically focus and concentration without the jitters and anxiety. Now, by itself, there's plenty of benefits of L-Theanine as well. You can see improved sleep quality, even in kids who have ADHD, for example, and additionally, some studies show it improves BDNF, or brain-derived neurotrophic factor, by about 25%, which is like fertilizer for the brain. It helps with improved learning ability, memory formation, etc. If this is a nootropic combination that you want, I have 3 suggestions. Number 1, simply buy some L-Theanine powder. It doesn't really have too strong of a taste, and you can actually add the L-Theanine powder directly into your coffee. So if you're already drinking a cup of coffee, my recommendation recommendation is just buy the powder. It'll be a super easy win if you're looking for something as a beginner to get started with nootropics in a safe but effective way. My second tip is to try and maintain a 1:2 caffeine to L-Theanine ratio. That means that if you have an 8-ounce cup of coffee, you're going to get about 100 milligrams of caffeine, and you want to add 200 milligrams to your coffee. Now the final suggestion is try not to use this every single day. If you already drink coffee every day, try and cut back. Use the L-theanine with the theanine maybe 2 to 3 times per week, but cycle off of caffeine because, as I'm sure you have experienced, caffeine grows and builds a tolerance that makes it less effective over time. So you want to avoid that if at all possible. So that's it, guys. I know that a lot of you are more advanced than this, but I wanted to provide a really simple explanation for this caffeine plus L-theanine combination. All right, guys, I'm about to get rained on here, but I wanted to leave you with that brief bit of information. It's one of the best beginner nootropics that I recommend. Even if you're more advanced, you can still use it. I still use it in my stack, but I try and make sure I don't use it more than twice a week. Anyway, guys, love you. See you next time.